Welcome to Israel. Happy Hanukkah to you all. We are delighted to be lighting candles with you tonight and to share some of our amazing work here in Israel. We are joining you from JDC's Center for Social Innovation, also known as Hakaveret in Hebrew, which means beehive, and gives a feeling of collaboration and the hustle and bustle of the work that is being done here. My name is Avital Elfand-Filler, and I'm the Manager of Partnerships and Community Building. I am very excited to be hosting tonight's candle lighting and to be joining you and your communities around the world. Hakaveret seeks to apply Israel's creativity and innovation to the country's most pressing social issues. We work with the social innovators to grow the ideas into large-scale national initiatives. We also put great emphasis on knowledge development and creating a diverse and flourishing social innovation ecosystem. Our community ecosystem includes entrepreneurs, private sector, mentors, investors, government officials, and many more. In order to expand and diversify the field of social entrepreneurship in Israel, we work with innovators from all parts of Israeli society, from Arabs, both Muslims and Christians, ultra-Orthodox Jews, people with disabilities, new immigrants, and more. Today, we mark the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and with that in mind, I've invited Tomer Levy, one of our most ambitious entrepreneurs, who developed an app to make sign language translation services accessible in real time for the deaf and hard of hearing in Israel and around the world. Shalom, Tomer.
Shalom, Vital.
Thank you for being with us today. Could you tell us a few words about yourself, about the app? How did this whole initiative start?
So my name is Tomer Levy. I'm 30 years old from Tel Aviv. I am the CEO of Sign Now. Shortly, we connect between deaf people, sign language interpreters, and service providers with a video call operation.
How did this start?
At the first, I was a musician, probably not so good, so I went to the deaf community. But the true story is that when I was a musician, I made something social in every song of mine. And we started with sign language accessibility in one of our video clips, just as an idea. And then I talked with so many deaf people, and I understood the big need. Today, in 2021, 90 million deaf people living around the world. They start their life in a lower point, not because they are poor or something, but because of lack of equal opportunities. They cannot communicate with a doctor, they cannot communicate with the bank, with the service provider, with the family. And that's what we do. This is the reason that we established Sign Now app. If it's okay, maybe I can show you the app.
Sure.
So this is the Sign Now app. By the way, you can change the language and to choose to talk and to see every language that you want. So just in one button, you can just upload the interpreter on demand. It's like Uber for the deaf. Instead of taxi, it's interpreter. This is Anat. She's the sign language interpreter.
Hi, Anat. So I would like to wish Tomer happy Hanukkah and also Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Tomer. It was a pleasure having you with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Avital.
Hakaveret is based in Lod, a mixed Jewish and Arab city, located within easy access both to Jerusalem's government center and the business center of the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. Despite its geographic centrality, the city finds itself in the social periphery, facing a range of challenges in the areas of employment, welfare services, and civil unrest. However, in the face of hardship, Lod has been the scene of a remarkable surge in social activism and has served as a beacon of light in its push for social innovation. Hakaveret sees itself as an integral part of the surge of social innovation in Lod, in other mixed cities, and throughout all of Israel. Joining us from Jerusalem, Dr. Sigal Shelach, the Executive Director of JDC Israel. Shalom, Sigal.
Hi, Avital. It's so great to see you, and so great to see you with Tomer, one of our most motivating entrepreneurs in Hakaveret. And lighting the candles in Hakaveret, our social innovation hub, is one of the most inspiring candle lighting that we can think of, because innovation is at the heart of JDC. It's so important to us. It's the core of what we do. This pioneering spirit fuels our mission to address Israel's most pressing challenges. We're looking at closing gaps in social mobility, looking into quality employment to close these gaps, looking into the most vulnerable in Israel, people with disability, to integrate them into society, looking into how to age better, healthier, with meaning. And lastly, working with our partners, with the government of Israel and other sectors to solve the most challenging systemic problems in Israel. JDC is committed to keep being a source of light and hope for all the vulnerable populations this Hanukkah and always. So keep on celebrating and have a wonderful time. Toda.
Thank you, Sigal, for these meaningful words. Today is a special day in Hanukkah where we light both Hanukkah candles and Shabbat candles. A moment before we do so and light together with Zohar Sharon, Executive Director of HaKaveret, I would like to invite Shlomit Rosenfeld, a JDC Senior Development Associate.
What is the one thing that if you take away from it, it still remains the same? There's a discussion in Jewish sources in the Talmud, can you take a Hanukkah candle and use it to light another Hanukkah candle? One rabbi says, no, you can't, because the existing light will diminish. But another rabbi says, of course you can, because if you take light and you spread it, you don't have less light, you have more. What was one candle is now two. On Shabbat, we light the Shabbat candles for Shlom Bait, to bring peace and light into our home. On Hanukkah, we light the menorah outside for everybody to see. I once heard a lovely idea that if I am making the blessing over the menorah and there's nobody there to answer Amen, I haven't done it properly. What a beautiful idea. In order for me to light the menorah, I need a community. And that is what Judaism is all about. It's about community. It's about being part of a whole, being part of something larger than just ourselves. If we take light and we spread it, we create more light. Let us, this Hanukkah, go out and share our light. And then we will share more light all over the world. Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah Sameach. Come join me.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של חנוכה.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
אמן. ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
אמן.
מעוז צור ישועתי
לך נאה לשבח
תיכון בית תפילתי ושם תודה לזבח
לתכין מטבח ניצם נבח אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח אז אגמור בשיר מזמור חנוכת המזבח.
Thank you everyone for joining us here from the Kaveret in Israel. May you all have Chanukah Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.